Infrangible, comprising of 39 poems, is the translation of Attupovathathu, the collection of poems by the famous Malayalam poet of our times, Sebastian, which was published by DC Books. The poems were translated by Srimati Heera KS, Assistant Professor in English Education. A few of the poems from this collection are being rendered here. Genesis. Tore with the nail the light that lay on the hospital premises. At once they emerged, the small globes and a sun. As I kept watching, they rose higher, grew bigger, stabilized themselves in the sky. At that moment, I commanded, pointing a finger, "Let the sun surround the globe." They started rotating, named one among them as Earth. "Let plants and animals be born on Earth," I commanded. It originated. At that moment, the nurse came and took me to the bed. It turned dusk, the dawn, 8th day. On 10th floor, in D ward, I am on number 31 bed. I can see through the window the new world I built. On the vistas of thoughts, I asked, looking at the nurse, "How will I go to the new earth?" Recovery. I am someone who had numerous eyes. It withered one by one with each look. Only 2 remained. Now I look and see, holding back very carefully. It is with these 2 that I should search for the eyes that I lost earlier. If I find it, to own it, to complete the number. Dried fish. The river trapped in the net was kept for drying up in front of the house by the fisherman. When sun's rays diminished, went to take river. Which is river? Which is sky? Still recognized. The convulsions of life within the dried up river were not considered. Putting the river inside the basket, walked to the market. God's home. How much space is required to build a playhouse? A corner at the courtyard, else the base of a cashew tree. Few small dry twigs, split coconut leaves, a bit of soil. To build a house, how many trucks of stones are needed? How many tons of steel rods? How much cement? How many roof tiles? How many trees? How much money? There, in the courtyard of the red-flowered madder tree, the hummingbird is preparing a home without a plan or an estimate, in a hurry, as if God teaches it secretly, accurately. Writing. Talked each page, counting and counting the days of previous years. Stops, comma, quotation marks, words emerged as a whole. The present that swallowed the past, on each page clear and hidden, as line and as script. On the body's uneven strands, some left vacant, some others into next days, slouching and entering the sky like a map, compresses its wings before the last night, ripples as ripples. This diary entry, man who wrote the woman. Opposite show. Leaves, how long have you been trembling? Is it the wind of river or fear or happiness that makes you tremble? The ripe fallen ancestors of yours have covered sand houses of ants. At night, will these cries be an attempt to twist and pull out slice of moon by thread of wind? Along with bird sounds, a white crane picks up the clear morning and flies away. Missed call. Calls came from all over the world, from continents, from oceans, from peaks, from islands, from the world of Yaksha, Kinnara and Gandharvas. Didn't accept anything. At times was out of coverage or didn't pick up. Sometimes switched it off. What to do? Too busy, too busy. Still, inside the right palm, the miracle always remained safe. As it went on being busy, the sun, in an unrestful manner, setting and rising fast, gave birth to years, made 2G, 3G and 4G old. Age was left alone. Loneliness. Called to different corners of the world. Friends, relatives. Pee, pee, sound alone. Mountains didn't pick up. So-called small stones. No. As ocean didn't pick up, called ponds. Hum, hum. Called those who went to heaven and to hell. No response. When felt that range and charge was draining, like the miser of the old story, hid the old 4G gem inside the leather slipper. On the 5th day, when God threw away the SIM card, when the locals took it to the graveyard, from inside the rotten slipper, it kept crying non-stop. No one heard. Defense. Now, there is only one tree left, peacefully spreading hands, looking upward thus. No need to pour water or to provide manure. What if it dies decaying? Don't touch or pamper. What if it dries due to much fondling? Have to take care and look after it. There is only one of its kind. The ethnicity might lapse. Don't let sun or rain affect it. What if it fades or ravishes? Stop, stop. What's the name of the tree? Caste, creed, country? Ask by building a fence in between and a tent. The only tree in the world, what is your name? While standing there thinking so, suddenly, on the scab of the leg, a hen pecked. It dried up at once.